I was wrong. Very, very wrong. I was wrong when I said I didn't want us, and I was wrong when I distanced myself from you. But most importantly, I was wrong when I left you. Selfishness got the best of me, and I made a decision I claimed to be irreversible. I know I hurt you, and I've lost all trust you've had for me. All you've ever shown me was good, so why did I show you bad? All you've ever wanted was us, so why did I leave? When I think about it for a second, I really don't have an answer for you, but if I just close my eyes and think about why I did the things I did, then I think I have an answer for you. Just not the one you may prefer. I was always a builder. I built many things, but one thing I was most proud of was my house I built. It had everything I wanted, and over time I was able to add to my house with the new things I learned. The job wasn't fun alone, but I didn't really mind. That was until I stumbled upon you, another builder. I was amazed by your work, and in the middle of all of it, I saw your house you built. And it was amazing. It had things that I wish my house had, but I never knew how to build it the way you did. I asked you, how did you do this? And you replied to me and said that it took a lot for you to make things the way you do today. I pondered on that, and I was still confused, so I asked you specifically on what it was. You started to tell me a very sad story. A story of you and another builder and the structures you guys built together. You had buildings labeled trust, communication, effort, and the biggest building you had was labeled love. You explained to me that this city you guys built was so precious to you. So precious, in fact, that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life in this city with this other builder. You loved this builder. You've came across other builders, but this one felt like one you truly admired in ways that were just unimaginable to you. You explained to me that this was the first time you felt this way, a way that nobody else could make you feel. Things would get destroyed here and there, but nonetheless, you both were able to build it back up again. The look in your eyes when you told me this part of your story was so beautiful. It was surreal. In fact, I remember that very moment you told me. You had tears in your eyes. Your tone of voice became softer, and while you were talking, you stared into empty space, almost as if you felt yourself reliving those moments with them. I noticed this, but I didn't say anything. You continued your story and said that he started to destroy the buildings you built together on his own. Builders are known for making structures, but they are also known for destroying them as well. You were shocked, confused, and sad. So, instinctively, you rebuilt the buildings, and sometimes you had to rebuild them on your own. Because it had gotten to the point where he wouldn't want to build with you anymore. It had gotten to the point where all the buildings were gone, and you were back to no structures at all. Through all the destruction, through all the damage done to your passion to building with them, you explained that they had left you to build by yourself again. They didn't want to build with you, and that was the hardest thing for you to accept. Hearing this story broke my heart, and I saw it within you that at one point in your life, it was all you ever wanted. I saw how much building meant to you, and it matched how much it meant to me. So, I wanted to try building with you. And that's what we did. We built amazing structures. We built so many unique buildings. Buildings of trust, buildings of care, and a big building of communication. But there were two in particular that we were so invested in. Two buildings we built together with more passion than the others. With these two buildings, we labeled one friendship, and we labeled the other love. We were so invested into these buildings that we later connected these buildings to create one amazing building. You looked at me and said that you always thought that it was bad to have these two specific buildings connect, and I asked why that was. You explained that it didn't make sense and they were just different in many ways, but somehow, some way, we were able to make it work. And we were able to make it make sense. And I agreed. We put so much effort into our unique city. We loved this new city. We loved that we can have fun while also loving each other at the same time. It was the best feeling ever. Because not only was this builder my lover, they were also my best friend. Someone I can joke around and have fun with, and also someone I can hold close to me when times got rough. Someone I can call stupid and an idiot, but also call beautiful and my baby. It was so good that nothing could mess this up. At least that's what I thought. Our city was so unique to the point where I thought it was too good to be true. I thought that if I messed up once, everything would come falling down. So something in my heart told me to start destroying these buildings. A dark feeling took over me and I started to build myself a building of doubt, a strong building of doubt. So strong, in fact, that not even they could break it down, even if they wanted to. This dark feeling was so strong that I felt the need to break a very important building called communication. And as I slowly broke this building down day by day, I later felt the need to break the building of care. And alongside that, I will soon later break the building of trust. You were so angry at me, and as you were expressing your frustration, I destroyed the building of love right in front of you. We went back and forth, and as you fought for us to keep building together, I just couldn't accept you. You wanted to keep going, and I denied you every single time. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Well, I just simply didn't want us. I simply didn't believe in us. It was so good that I felt afraid I was going to get hurt so bad if I repeated what your past builder did. But wait, that's exactly what I did. I repeated a history that you had already gone through. I was the reason for the destruction of our city. Time passed, and as this feeling ate away at me, I finally made the choice to run back to you. I wanted to find you again and tell you I was wrong. I wanted to search for you and tell you I made the dumbest decision of my life. I wanted to fix what I already had broken. I traveled to the city we once built, and I saw your house, not too far away, but a good distance away. I begged on my knees for you to forgive me, and you denied me. You said that going back to old builders doesn't change anything. You explained to me that you can't rebuild what was already destroyed because things will never be the same. You explained that you don't go back to previous builders because when you tried to, it still ended in destruction. I understood this very well, as I would do the same thing, but for some reason in my heart, I still kept fighting for us. In the midst of all the destruction of our past city, there was one building standing tall. One building that wasn't destroyed. And it was the building labeled friendship. I don't know why this building was still standing tall, but sometimes some things are better off unexplained. You looked back at the city and you said that we can't rebuild what we had because all of it was lost. It was such a short amount of time spent with each other, so why even bother to feel so hard about it? You suggested we can just expand our friendship building because it was still up and you had some care for it. You didn't want anything more to build than that. And this was something I simply just couldn't accept. In my head, the way we were fully able to experience being friends with each other is to also be lovers alongside that. The way we were fully able to experience being lovers is to be each other's best friends too. I saw that as a friend, I loved you too much to just limit myself to those walls. And I wanted to try again. And I want you just like I always did. You always tell me that nothing is ever promised, so I agree with us not being promised in the end, but what's also not promised is that we won't work out in the end. I am not trying to rebuild what was lost exactly the way it was, but rather build a new city with a better foundation and a better material this time around. I already know it will take time, but I don't mind any of it. As you can see, I am not a builder, just a young man trying to find his way back into someone's heart once again. I made the biggest mistake ever, and that biggest mistake was leaving you. I want to be by your side through all of it, and forever is a set of time non-comprehensible to anyone. But for some reason, I knew that's the amount of time I wanted to spend with you. I want to come home knowing you'll be there with me eventually. I want to hold you close again like nothing matters in the world except for us. I may not live to your expectations of romance, and you may not live up to mine either, but something I know we both want is someone who won't give up on one another. I know you have denied me on multiple occasions, but if you find it in your heart to try again with me, then please, just one more chance.